mechanical. You ought not walk upon a laboring day without the sign of your profession. Speak! What trade art thou?
Why, sir, a carpenter.
Where's thy leather apron and thy rule? What dost thou thy best apparel on? You, sir, what trade are you?
Truly, sir, in respect of a fine workman, I am but, as you would say, a cobbler.
But what trade art thou? Answer me directly.
A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls!
What trade thou make thou naughty? What trade?
Nay, I beseech you, sir, need be not out with me. Yet if you be out, I can mend you!
What means thou by that? Mend me, thou saucy fellow?
Why, sir, cobble you.
Oh, thou art a cobbler, art thou?
Truly, sir, all that I live by is with all. I meddle in no tradesmen's matters, no women's matters. Yet with all, I am indeed, sir, a surgeon to old shoes. When they're in great danger, I recover them.
But wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes to get myself into more work. But indeed, sir, we make holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph. Caesar!
What conquest brings he home? What tributaries follow under Rome, the grace and captive bonds of chariot wheels? You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless thieves! Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome! Knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements, towers and windows, yea, and chimney tops, your infants in your arms. And there sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And do you now put on your best attire? And do you now pull out a holiday that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone! Run to your houses! Fall upon your knees! Pray to the gods to intermit the plague that needs must blight this ingratitude.
Go, go, good countrymen, and for this fault assemble all the poor men of your sort. Draw them to the Tiber's bank, and weep your tears into the channel, till the lowest stream doth kiss the most exalted shores of all. Look where their basest metal be not moved. They vanish, tongue-tied in their guiltiness. Go you down that way towards the Capitol. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you should see them decked with ceremonies.
May we do so? You know it is a feast of liberty.
'Tis no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. All about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. So do you too, where you perceive them thick. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly at ordinary pitch. What would soar above the view of man and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Here, my lord.
Stand you directly, and Antonio's way when he doth run his course. Antonio!
Caesar, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonio, to touch Calpurnia. For our elders say, the barren touch it in this holy chase, shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says, do this, it is performed.
Set on! Let every noise be still. Peace yet again. Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a tongue shriller than all the music cry, Caesar! Speak! Caesar has turned to hear.
Beware! The Ides of March!
What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me. Let me see his face.
Fellow, come from the throng. Look upon Caesar.
But say it out to me now. Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March!
He's a dreamer. Let us leave him. Pass.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is an Antony. Do not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love that I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I avail my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of it, with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which give some soil perhaps to my behaviors. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number Cassius. Be you one, nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus with himself at war forgets the show of love to other men.
Then, Brutus, have I much mistook your passions, by means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself but by reflection, by some other thing.
'Tis just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors, as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow. I have heard where many of the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus, and groaning underneath the sage's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek them myself for that which is not in me?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself as well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
Caesar! I do believe that these applauses represent new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Aye, man. Do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore to hold me here so long? What is it you would impart to me, if it ought toward the general good? Set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For if the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that honor to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life. But for my single self, I would as lief not be, as live to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow, and so indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink!" I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear, so from the waves of Tiber did I the tired Caesar. And this man is now become a god. And Cassius is a wretched creature that must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but nod on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly. And that same eye, whose bend doth awe the world, did lose his luster. I did hear him groan. Aye, and that tongue of his, that bade the Romans mark him, and write his speeches in their books. Alas, it cried, give me some drink, Titinius, as a sick girl. Ye gods, it doth amaze me a man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout! I could bear the king to choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name.
Caesar! Caesar! Caesar!
Sound them. It does become the mouth as well. Weigh them. It is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the names of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that he is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. When went there by an age? Since the great flood. But it was famed with more than with one man. When could they say, till now, that talked of Rome, that her wide walks encompassed but one man? Now is it Rome indeed, and room enough, when there is in it but one only man?
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. How I thought of this, and of these times, I will recount hereafter for this present. I would not, so in love I might entreat you. Be any further moved. What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will with patience hear, and find a time both for me to hear and answer such high things. So then, my noble Roman, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions. This time is like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire in Brutus.
Games are done, and Caesar is returning.
When they pass by, pluck CASKA by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell you what hath preceded worthy note today.
I will do so. But look you, Cassius, the angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chidden train. Calpurnius' cheek is pale, and Cicero looks with such ferret and fiery eyes as we have seen him in the Capitol, being crossed in conference by some senators.
CASKA will tell us what the matter is.
Antonio,
Caesar?
let me have men about me that are fat. Sleek-headed men, such as sleep at nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear not, Caesar. He is not dangerous. He is a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter, but I fear him not. Yet if my name were liable, I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much. He is a great observer. He looks quite through the deeds of men. He loves no plays, as thou dost. He hears no music. Seldom he smiles, and smiles in such a sort as if he mocked himself and scorned his spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. Such men as he be never at heart's ease whilst they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. I rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I do. For always, I am Caesar. Caesar. Come, my right hand. This here is death. Tell me truly what thou thinkst.
You pulled me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
I, Casca, tell Tell us what it chanced today that Caesar looked so sad.
Why, you were with him, were you not?
I should not then ask Casca what it chanced.
Why, there was a crown offered him, and being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand. Thus, and then the people fell a shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too?
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry?
Why, for that too?
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Mary was, and he put it by thrice. Every time gentler than other. And every putting by, mine honest neighbor shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I can as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery. I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown. Yet 'twas not a crown either. 'Twas one of those coronets. And as I told you, he put it by once, but for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it again. Then he put it by again, but to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. Then he offered it the third time. Then he put it the third time by, and still as he refused it, the rattlement hooted and clapped their chapped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps and uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar refused the crown that it had almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down at it. For mine own part, I durst not laugh for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
But soft, I pray you, what? Did Caesar swoon?
He fell down in the marketplace and foamed at mouth and was speechless.
It is very like. He hath the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not. But you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down. The tag-rag people did not clap him and hiss him according as he pleased and displeased them, as they used to do the players in the theater. I am no true man.
What said he when he came unto himself?
Mary, before he fell down, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he plucked open his doublet and offered them his throat to cut. And so he fell. When he came to himself again, he said if he had done or said anything amiss, he desired their worships to think it was his infirmity. 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, "Alas, good soul!" But there's no heed to be taken of them. Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And after that he came the sad away.
Did Cicero say anything?
He spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads, but for mine own part, it was Greek to me. I can tell you more news too. Morellus and Flavius, for pulling scarves off Caesar's images, are put to silence. Very well. There was more foolery yet if I could remember it.
Will you sup with me tonight, Casca?
No, I am promised forth.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive, and your mind hold, and your dinner worth the eating.
Good, I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell, both.
What a blunt fellow is this grown to be. He was quick at mettle when he went to school.
So is he now, in execution of any bold or noble enterprise. He puts on this tardy form. This rudeness is a sauce to his good wit, which gives men stomach to digest his words with better appetite.
And so it is. For this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, come home to you, or if you will, come home to me and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble, yet I see thy honorable mettle may be wrought from that it is disposed. For who so firm that cannot be seduced? If I were Brutus now, and he were Cassius, he should not humor me. I will this night, in several hands, in at his windows throw, as if they came from several citizens, writings, all tending to the great opinion that Rome holds of his name, wherein obscurely Caesar's ambition shall be glanced at. And after this, let Caesar seat him sure, for we will shake him or worse days endure.
Good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why are you breathless? And why stare you so?
Are you not moved when all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm? Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempests when the scolding winds have rived the knotty oaks, I've seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Either there's a civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods incenses them to send destruction.
Why? Saw you anything more wonderful?
The common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined. Yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Besides, against the capital I met a lion who blazed upon me and went surly by without annoying me. And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men, all in fire, walk up and down the streets. And yesterday the bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these are their reasons, they are natural, for I believe they are portentous things under the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, this is a strange disposed time, but men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Come Caesar to the capital tomorrow.
He doth, for did bid Antonio send word to you he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, CASKA. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero.
Who's there?
A Roman?
CASKA by your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens menace so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me under the perilous night, and thus ungraced CASKA, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross blue lightning seemed to open the breast of heaven, I did present myself even in the flash and very aim of it.
Wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods send such tokens to astonish us.
You are dull, CASKA, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use not. You look pale, and gaze, and put on fear, and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires? Why all these flighting ghosts? Why all these things change from their ordinance, their natures, and preformed faculties to monstrous quality? Why, you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits, to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I cast a name to thee, a man most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens phrase, and roars as doth a lion in the capital. A man no mightier than thyself, or me, in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean. Is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is. For Romans now have few semblance like to their ancestors, but woe the while, our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mothers' spirits. Our yoke and sufferance show us womanish.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow meet to establish Caesar as a king. He shall wear his crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. If I know this, know all the world besides. That part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man. I know he were no wolf, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep. He were no lion, were not Romans' hinds. Those that with haste will make a mighty fire, beginning with weak straws. But oh grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman, and then I know my answer must be made. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent.
You speak to Casca. Such a man that is no clearing tell-tale. Hold my hand. Be factious for address of all these griefs, and I'll set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. And I do know by this, they stay for me in Pompey's porch. For now there's no fear or walking in the streets. and the complexion of the element in favors like the work we have in hand. Most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
'Tis CINNA. I do know him by his gait. He is a friend. Where haste you so, CINNA?
To find out you. Who's that? METTELUS CIMBER?
No, it is CASKA, one incorporate to our attempts. Am I not stayed for, CINNA?
Oh, I'm glad on it. What a dreadful night is this. There's been 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
You are. Oh, CASSIUS, if you could but win the noble BRUTUS to our party.
Be you content. Good CINNA. See you take this and lay it in the praetor's chair, where BRUTUS may but find it. And throw this in at his window. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch, where you shall find us. Is DECIUS and Trebonius there?
All but METTELUS CIMBER, and he's gone to seek you at your house. Well, I'll hie and bestow these papers as he bade me.
That done, repair to Pompey's theater. Come, CASKA, you and I will get our day. See BRUTUS at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already. And the man entire, upon the next encounter, yields him ours.
So he sits high in people's hearts, and that which would appear fence in us, his countenance, like richest alchemy, will change to virtue into worthiness.
Him and his worth, and our great need of him you have right well conceived. Let us go, for it is after midnight, and ere day we will awake him and be sure of him.
What, Lucius, ho! I cannot by the progress of the stars guess how near today. Lucius, I say! I would it were my fate to sleep so soundly. When, Lucius, when? Awake!
Call you, my lord?
Get me a taper in my study. When it is lighted, come and call me here.
I will, my lord.
It must be by his death. And for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him but for the general. He would be crowned. How that might change his nature? There's the question. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affection swayed more than his reason, but 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched, does his kind grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
The taper burneth beneath your closet, sir. Searching the window for a flint, I found this. And I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
It should have been again. He is not dead. He is not tomorrow, boy, but first of March.
I know not, sir.
Look at the calendar and bring me word.
I will, sir.
Brutus, thou sleepst. Awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc. speak, strike, redress? Brutus, thou sleepst awake. Such instigations have oft been dropped where I took them up. Shall Rome, etc. Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise, if the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
Sir, March is wasted 15 days.
'Tis good. Go to the gate, somebody knocks. Since Cassius first wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream.
Sir, 'tis your brother Cassius at the door who doth desire to speak with you.
Is he alone?
No, sir, there are more with him.
Do you know them?
No, sir. Their hats are plucked about their ears and half their faces buried in their cloaks, that by no means I may discover them by any mark of favor.
Fundamental. They are the faction. Oh, conspiracy. Shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night when evil's almost free? Oh, then by day, where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage? Speak not conspiracy, hiding in smiles and affability.
I think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we disturb you?
I have been up this hour awake all night. Why are these men not come along with you?
Aye, every man of them, and no man here but honors you. And every one doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself, which every noble Roman bears of you. This DECIUS.
He is welcome.
This CASKA, this CINNA, and this METTELUS.
They are all welcome. What watchful cares do interpose themselves betwixt your eyes and night?
Shall I entreat a word?
Here lies the east. Doth not the day break here?
No,
Pardon, sir, it doth. And yon grey lines that fret the clouds are messengers of day.
you shall confess that you are both deceived. Here, as I point my sword, the sun arises, which is a great way growing on the south, weighing the youthful season of the year. Some 2 months hence, up higher toward the north he first presents his fire, in the high east stands the capital, directly here.
Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
Oh, not an oath. If not the face of men, the sufferings of our souls, the time's abuse. If these be motives weak, break off the times, and every man hence to his idle bed. What need we any stir but our own cause to prick us to redress? Swear, priests and cowards, but do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise, nor the insuppressive metal of our spirits, think that our cause or our performance did need an oath.
But what of Cicero? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
Oh, let us have him, for his silver hairs will purchase us a good opinion, and by men's voices to commend our deeds. It shall be said his judgment ruled our hands. Our youth and wildness shall no with appear, but all be buried in his gravity.
Oh, name him not. Let us not break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men began.
Then leave him out.
Indeed, he is not fit.
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
DECIUS, well urged. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. We shall find of him a shrewd contriver, and to know his means, if he improve them, may well stretch so far as to annoy us all, which to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, CAIUS Cassius, to cut off the head and then half the limbs, like wrath and death and envy afterwards, for Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let's be sacrificers, but not butchers. We all do stand against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. Oh, that we then could come by Caesar's spirit, and not dismember Caesar, but alas, Caesar must bleed for it. And gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds. This shall make our purpose necessary, but not envious. What so appearing to common eyes, we shall be called purgers, but not murderers. And as for Mark Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him, for in that engrafted love he bears to Caesar.
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of him.
There's no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter.
Peace. Count the clock.
The clock hath stricken 3.
'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth this day or no, for he is superstitious grown of late, quite from the opinion he held once of fantasies, of dreams, and ceremonies. It may be these unaccustomed terrors of the night, and the persuasion of his augurs may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can persuade him, for he loves to hear that unicorns may be betrayed with trees, and bears with glasses, elephants with holes, lions with toils, and men with flappers. But when I tell him he hates flappers, he says he does, being then most flattered. Let me work, for I can give his humor the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we shall all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th hour. Is that the uttermost?
Be that the uttermost, and fail not then.
CAIUS Ligarius doth bear Caesar heart, who rated him for speaking well of Pompey. I wonder none of you have thought of him.
Now, good Metellus, go along by him. He loves me well, and I have given him reasons. Send him but hither, not that.
Morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves. But all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Good gentlemen, look fresh and merrily. Not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. And so, farewell to you all. Lucius! Fastest.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your help us. Fit your weak condition to the raw, cold morning.
Nor for yours neither. You have ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesternight at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across. And when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further. Then you scratched your head and too impatiently stamped with your foot. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed too much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humor, which sometime hath his hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And could it work so much upon your shape, as it hath much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear, my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Good Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? What? Is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night, and tempt the roomy and unpurged air to add on to his sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knee I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me, yourself, your half why you are heavy. And what men tonight have had resort to you, for here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even from darkness.
Yield not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus! Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself but, as it were, in sword or limitation, to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia is Brutus's harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then I should know this secret. I grant I am a woman, but with all the women that Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels, I will not disclose them.
involuntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience, and not my husband's secrets?
Oh, ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. Hark, hark, one knocks. Portia, go in a while, and by thy bosom shall partake all the secrets of my heart. All my engagements I will construe to thee, all the charactery of my sad brows. Leave me with haste. Lucius, who's that knocks?
Here is a sick man that would speak with you.
CAIUS, LIGARIUS, the metal spake of. Boy, stand aside. CAIUS, LIGARIUS, how?
I'll save good morrow from a feeble tongue.
Oh, what a time you chose out, brave CAIUS. Wear a kerchief. Weren't you not sick?
I am not sick. If Brutus have in hand any exploit worthy the name of honor.
Such an exploit have I in hand, LIGARIUS. Had to a healthful ear to hear it.
By all the gods that Romans bow before, I here discard my sickness. Soul of Rome, brave son derived from honorable loins, thou like an exorcist hast conjured me up my mortified spirit. Now, bid me run, and I will strive the things impossible. Yea, I will exceed them. What's to do?
A piece of work that will make sick men whole.
Under not some hole. That must be made sick.
That must be also. What it is, my CAIUS, I will construe to thee when we are going to whom it must be done.
Sit on your foot, and with a heart new fired, I will follow you to do I know not what. But it suffices that Brutus leads me on.
Follow me then.
Nor heaven nor earth hath been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, help! Ho! They murder Caesar. Who's within?
My lord?
Go bid the priests do present sacrifice and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord. What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me never look but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce fiery warriors fight upon the clouds, in ranks and squadrons, and right form of war, which drizzle blood upon the capital. The noise of battle hurtled in the air, horses do neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided, whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall go forth, for these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear. Seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurs?
They would not have you stir forth today. Like in the entrails of an offering forth, they could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice.
Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today for fear. No, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are 2 lions littered in one day, and I, the elder and more terrible, and Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house, and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and he shall say you are not well today. Let me upon my knee prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well, and for thy doom I will stay at home. Ah, here's Decius. You shall tell them so.
Caesar! Oh, hey! Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
You come in very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators and tell them I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far to be afeard to tell graybeards the truth? Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which, like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these she does apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent, and on her knee hath begged that I will stay at home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. 'Twas a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood and many pipes in which so many smiling Romans bathe, signifies that from you, great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This, by Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
This way, you have well expounded it.
I have, when you have heard what I can say. And know it now. The Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock and to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, lo, Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love to your proceeding bids me tell you this.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my robe, for I will go. Look where Publius has come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Publius. What, Brutus? Are you stirred so early too? Good morrow, CASKA. CAIUS LIGARIUS. Caesar was ne'er so much your enemy as that same ague which hath made you lean. 'Tis at the clock.
Caesar, 'tis struck an 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesy. See Antony, that revels long and nights, is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony!
So too, most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for.
Now, Metellus.
What?
CINNA. I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you called on me today. Be near me that I may remember you.
I will, Caesar. And so near will I be that your best friend shall wish I had been further.
Good friends, come in. Taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, will straightway go together.
Every like is not the same. Oh, Caesar, the heart of Brutus yearns to think upon.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Caska. Have an eye to CINNA. Mark well METTELUS CIMBER. DECIUS loves thee not. Thou hast wronged CAIUS LIGARIUS. There is but one mind. In all these men it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee. Thy lover, Artemidorus. He will I stand till Caesar pass along, and a suitor will give him this. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. If not, the faith with traitors do contrive.
I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house, stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To do my errands, madam.
I would have had thee there and here again, ere I can tell thee what thou shouldst do there. Art thou here yet?
Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital and nothing else, and then so return to you and nothing else.
Yes. Bring me word if thy lord look well, for he went sickly forth. Take a note what Caesar doth, what suitors press to him. Hark, what noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
Prithee, listen well.
Soothe, madam, I hear nothing.
Come hither, fellow. Which way hast thou been?
At mine own house, good lady.
What is the clock?
About the 9th hour, lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand, to see him pass on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have. If Caesar will be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I shall beseech him to befriend himself.
Why? Knowst any harms intended towards him?
None that I know will be. Much that I fear may chance. Good morrow to you. Here the street is narrow. The throng that follows Caesar at the heels of senators, of praetors, common suitors, will crowd a feeble man almost to death. I'll get me to a place more void, and there speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
I must go in. Oh, Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thy enterprise. So I grow faint. Run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord. Come to me again and bring me word what he doth say to thee.
The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone. Hail, Caesar, to read this schedule.
Trebonius doth desire you to read at your best leisure this humble suit.
Read mine first, Caesar. Mine suit that touches Caesar near. Read it.
What touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Delay not. Read it instantly.
Is the fellow mad?
Sirrah, get place!
What? Urge your petitions in the streets. Come to the capital.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Cicero?
Fare you well.
What said Cicero?
He wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
Look how he makes to Caesar. Mark him.
Be sudden, Casca, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done?
Cassius, be content. For look, Cicero speaks not of our purposes. He smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Ligarius knows his time. For look to Brutus, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where is METTELUS CIMBER? Let him go and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed. Press near and second him.
Casca, you're the first that rears your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, most puissant Caesar, METTELUS CIMBER, those before thy seat.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. These couches and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from the true quality with that which melteth fools. I mean sweet words, low crooked curtsies, base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and fawn and pray for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own, to sound more sweetly in the graces of the ear, for appealing my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Cimber's brother may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar! Caesar, pardon! As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to big enfranchisement for Cimber's brother.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They are all fire. Every one doth shine. But there is but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world, 'tis furnished well with men. And men are flesh and blood, and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do know but one, that unassailable holds his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant, Cimber's brother should remain banished, and constant to remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar!
Hence wilt thou lift up Olympus.
Great Caesar!
Speak and for it! Hey, tu Brute. And then fall, Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny! Day!
Freedom!
Run hence, proclaim! Cried about the streets!
Some to the common pulpits and cry out, freedom, liberty, and enfranchisement!
People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not. Stand still. Ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius too!
Where's Publius?
Here, quite confounded by this mutiny.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar's
Notwithstanding, Publius, good cheer. There is no harm in him to your person, or to no Roman else. So tell him, Publius.
And leave us, Publius, lest that the people rushing on us should do your age some mischief.
Let no man abide this deed, we the doers.
Where is Antony?
Fled to his house uncased. Men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run as it were doomsday.
Hates, we will know your pleasures. That we must die, we know. 'Tis but the time and drawing days out that men stand upon.
Why, he that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that. And then is death a benefit. So are we, Caesar's friends that have abridged his time of fearing death. stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood up to the elbows and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth even to the marketplace, waving our red weapons over our heads. Let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty!
Stoop then, and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport? Now lies along no worthier than the dust.
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called the men who gave their country liberty.
What shall we forth?
Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and best heart.
Stop! Who comes here? The rank of Antony's.
Thus Brutus to my master bid me kneel, thus to my Antony bid me fall down and be prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say I love Brutus and I honor him. Say I feared Caesar, loved him and honored him. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to him and be resolved, though Caesar hath deserved to lie in death. For Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living. But will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus, thorough the hazards of this untrod state, with all true faith. So says my master Antony.
My master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him, come unto this place, he shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched. I'll fetch him presently. I know we shall have him once a friend.
I wish we may, and yet I have a mind that fears him much.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fate as Caesar's death's hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords make rich. The most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you bear me hard, now, whilst your purple hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place shall please me more, no mean of death, as here by Caesar and by you cut off, the choice and master spirits of this age.
Oh, Antony, make not your death of us. Though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands miss the business they have done. Yet see you what our hands miss the present act we have done. Our hearts you see not. You, our swords have 11 points. Our hearts do receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the delivering of new dignities.
Only be patient till we've appeased the multitude, beside themselves of fear. Then, Antony, I will deliver you the cause. My eye did love Caesar when I struck him, thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, do I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Now, DECIUS, yours. Now yours, Metellus. Now yours, CINNA. And my valiant Castor, yours. Though last, not least in love, yours, LIGARIUS. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceive me, either as a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dear than thy death, to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble in the presence of thy course, Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius.
Mark Antony!
Pardon me, CAIUS CASSIUS. The enemies of Caesar will say this: then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so. But what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends? Or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands. I was indeed swayed from the point by looking down upon Caesar. Friends am I with you all, and love you all, upon this hope that you will give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard, that were you or Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and there in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in order of his funeral.
You shall, Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason of our Caesar's death. But Antony shall speak. Protest he speaks by leave and by permission, and that we are contented. Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here. Take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission. Else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral. And shall speak in the same pulpit where I am going after my speech is ended.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers! Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood! Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so familiar, and dreadful objects so in use, that mothers will but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. Oh, pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, with Ate by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with the monarch's voice cry havoc, and let's lift the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrion men groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did right for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters and is coming, and bid me say to you by word of mouth,
Oh, Caesar! Thy heart is big. Get thee apart and weep. Passion I see is catching from mine eyes, seeing the beads of sorrow stand in thine begin to water. Is thy master coming?
He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Horseback with speed until him what hath chanced. Here is a morning Rome, a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence and tell him so. Yet stay a while. I shall not back till I have borne this corpse to the marketplace. There shall I try in my oration how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody men, according to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius of the state of things. Lend me your hand.
with him. Public reason shall be rendered of Caesar's death.
I will hear Brutus speak.
I will hear Cassius and compare their reasons.
We will be satisfied.
Be patient till the last.
We will be satisfied.
Countrymen and lovers, hear me for my cause and be silent that you may hear.
Murderer!
Believe me for mine honor.
What happened?
Through mine honor that you may believe. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, I answer, not that I loved Caesar less, but I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living to die all slaves, and that Caesar were dead, to live all free men?
Free men.
As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. His tears for his love, honor for his valor, joy for his fortune, and death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any, speak, for him have I offended.
None.
Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any, speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that would not love his country? If any, speak, for him have I offended. I pause to reply.
None.
Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he had no hand in Caesar's death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the Commonwealth, as which of you shall not. With this I depart, as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome. I have the same dagger for myself, when it shall please my country to need my death.
Bring him with triumph home into his house! Give him a statue with his ancestors!
Let him be Caesar! Unfortunately crowned in Brutus!
Bring him to his house with shouts and clamors! Silence!
Brutus speaks.
Good countrymen, let me depart alone. For my sake, stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace his speech tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony by our permission is allowed to make. I do entreat you, not a man depart save I alone till Antony have spoke.
Stay ho and let us hear Mark Antony. Let him go up into the public chair, we'll hear him. Noble Antony, go up. For Brutus' sake, I'm beholden to you.
What does he say of Brutus?
He says for Brutus' sake he finds himself beholden to us all.
Your Betsy, speak no harm of Brutus here! Leave him certainly be a blessed Roman
Peace! Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him.
That's not.
The evil that men do leaves after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault. And grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest. For Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition?
It was a mock.
Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And sure, he's an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Think there's much reason in his sayings. If thou consider rightly the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
See, masters, I fear there will a worse come in his place.
A worse? He words, he would not take the crown. Therefore, to certain he was not ambitious.
Oh, his eyes are red as fire with weeping.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Mark him. He begins again to speak. But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. Oh, masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will.
His will?
Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying, mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
We'll hear the will.
Patience, gentle friends, I must not read it. 'Tis not meet you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood, you are not stones, but men. And being men, hearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you.
Inflame us!
Inflame you mad. 'Tis good you know not. You are his heirs.
Heirs!
For if you should, what would come of it?
Read the will!
Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? Oh, I have shot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were traitors!
They're
honorable men!
villains, murderers! The will!
Never to read the will? Then make a ring about the body of Caesar and let me show you him that made the will. Shall I descend?
Come down!
A ring, stand round.
Stand from the hearse! Stand from the body!
Root for Antony, most noble Antony. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. Look, through this ran Cassius' dagger through. See what a rent the envious CASKA made. Through this, well-beloved Brutus stabbed, and as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of doors to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly knocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him! This was the most unkindest cut of all. When the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude more strong than traitors' arms quite vanquished him, and burst his mighty heart, and great Caesar fell. But what if all was there, my countrymen, then I and you and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us! Now you weep. I perceive you feel the dint of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look you here. Here is himself. Marred, as you see, with traitors.
Oh, piteous.
spectacle. Oh, noble Caesar, awful day.
What private grief they have, alas, I know not that made them do it. They are wise and honorable, and will no doubt with reasons answer you. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator as Brutus is, but as you know me all, a plain, blunt man that love my friend, and that they know full well, that gave me public leave to speak of him. For I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth, action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds. Poor, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise in mutiny. Why, friends, you go to do you know not what? Wherein has Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then. You have forgot the will I told you. Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal. To every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas. Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private arbors and new planted orchards this side Tiber. He hath left them you and to your heirs forever. Common pleasures to walk abroad and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar. When comes such another? Mischief thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt. How now, fellow?
Sir, Octavius has already come to Rome.
Where is he?
He and Lepidus are at Caesar's house.
Thither will I straight to visit him.
I heard him say Brutus and Cassius are rid like madmen through the gates of Rome.
Belike they had some notice of the people how I have moved them. Bring me to Octavius.
I dreamt tonight that I did feast with Caesar, and things unluckily charged my fantasy. I have no will to wander forth of doors, yet something leads me forth.
What is your name?
Whither are you going? Where do you dwell?
Are you a married man or bachelor?
Answer every man directly!
Briefly.
And truly, you were best.
What is my name? Whither am I going? Where do I dwell? Am I a married man or a bachelor? Then to answer every man, directly and briefly, wisely and truly, wisely I say, I am a bachelor.
That's as much as to say they are fools that marry! You'll bear me a bang for that, I fear. Proceed directly!
Directly, I am going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or an enemy?
As a friend.
That matter is answered direct.
Where you dwell briefly.
Briefly, I dwell by the Capitol.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is CINNA.
Tear to pieces! He's in a
Look what his name on his heart and turn, yo! Tear it
shall die. Their names are pricked. Your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus.
I do consent.
Prick him down, Antony.
Upon condition, Clivus shall not live. Who's your sister's son, Mark Antony?
He shall not live. Look, with a spot, I damn him. But, Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house. Fetch the will hither, and we shall determine how to cut off some charge of legacies.
What, shall I find you here?
Or here at the Capitol. This is a slight, unmeritable man, meet to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share?
So you thought him, and took his voice, who should be pricked to die. He may do your will, but he's a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse, Octavius, and for that I do appoint him store of provender. Is a creature I teach to fight, to whine, to stop, to run directly on. His corporal motion governed by my spirit, and in some taste is Lepidus, but so. He must be taught and trained and bid go forth. A barren, spirited fellow. Do not talk of him but as a prop. Now, Octavius, listen, great babes. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined. Our best friends made, our means stretched, and let us presently go sit in council how covert matters may be best disclosed, and open peril surest answered.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake and paid about with many enemies. And some that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischief.
Stand ho!
Give the word ho and stand.
But now, Lucilius, is Cassius near?
Give your hand, and Pindarus has come to do you salutation from his master.
He greets me well. Your master, Pindarus, in his own change of my ill officers, hath given me some worthy cause to wish things done, undone. But if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt that my noble master will appear such as he is, full of regard and honor.
He is not doubted. A word, Lucilius. How he received you, let me be resolved.
With courtesy and with respect enough, in all such familiar instances, nor a free and friendly conference as he hath used of old.
Thou hast described a hot friend cooling. Ever note, Lucilius, when love begins to sicken and decay, it useth an enforcing ceremony. Hark, he has arrived.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies, and if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, this sober form of yours, high
CASSIUS, be content. I do know you well. Before the eyes of both of our armies here, which should perceive a bit of love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away. Then, Cassius, enlarge your griefs, and I will give you audience.
Pindarus, bid our commanders leave their charges off a little from this ground.
Lucilius, do the like, and let no man come to us till we have done our conference. Let Lucilius and Titinius stand guard.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the sergeants, wherein my letters, praying on his side because I knew the man, was slight enough.
You wronged yourself to write such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and march your offices for gold and deservers.
An itching palm! You know that you are Brutus that speaks this, or by the gods that speaks, or else you'll laugh.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement!
Remember March! The Ides of March remember. Did not great Julius bleed for justice's sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and not for justice? What shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world, shall we now contaminate our fingers for so much base bribes, and sell the mighty space of our large honors for so much trash as may be grasped thus? I had rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier. I, older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Oh, too, you are not, Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more. I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me no farther.
Away, slight man.
Is it possible?
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Ye gods! Ye gods! Must I endure all this?
All this! I more fret till your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter, when you are waspish.
Is it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier. Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well.
You wrong me every way. You wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace, you durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
No.
What? Durst not tempt him.
For your life, you durst not.
Have mind upon your health. Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that. I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind which I respect not. I did send you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me. For I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I'd rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send you for certain sums of gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? When Marcus Brutus grows so covetous, be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts. Dash him to pieces!
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities. But Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterer's would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony, and yet Octavius, come! Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of the world. Hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondman. All his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger, here my naked breast. Strike as thou didst at Cassius, at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worse. Thou lovest him better than ever thou didst love Cassius.
Sheath your dagger. Be angry when you will. It shall have scope. Do what you will. This honor shall be human. Oh, Cassius, you are yoked with the lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who, much enforced, shows a hasty spark and straight is cold again.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexeth him?
I spoke that I was ill-tempered too.
Confess you so much. Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
Oh, Brutus.
It's the matter?
Have you not love enough to bear with me when that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
I, CASSIUS, and from henceforth, when you are over earnest with your BRUTUS, you'll think your mother chides and leave you so. Julius, bid the commanders prepare to launch their companies tonight.
And come yourselves and bring Masala with you immediately to us.
Lucius, bowl of wine.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
Oh, CASSIUS, I am sick of many griefs.
Of your philosophy, you make no use if you give place to accidental evils.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Ah, Portia.
She is dead.
How escaped I killing when I crossed you so? Oh, insupportable and touching loss upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence, and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony have made themselves so strong, for with her death tidings came. With this she felt distracted, her attendants absent, swallowed fire.
And died so?
Even so.
Oh, ye immortal gods!
No more of her. Give me a bowl of wine. In this, I bury all unkindness, CASSIUS.
My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill, Lucius, till the wine o'erswell the cup. I cannot drink too much of Brutus' love.
Come in, Titinius. Welcome, good Masala. Now, sit we close about this paper here and call him question our necessities.
Portia, art thou gone?
No more, I pray you. Masala, I have here received letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself have letters of the self-same tenor.
What edition?
That by proscription and bills about Lauri, Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators.
Therein our letters do not well agree. Mine speak of 70 senators that died by their prescriptions, Cicero being one.
Cicero won.
Cicero is dead, and by that order of prescription. How do you your letters of your wife, my lord?
No, Masala.
Nor nothing in your letters writ of her?
Nothing, Masala.
That methinks is strange.
I ask you, are you aught of her in yours?
No, my lord.
Now, as you are a Roman, tell me true.
Then like a Roman bear the truth I tell. For certain she is dead, and by strange manner.
Why, farewell, Portia. We must die, Masala. Meditating that she must die once, I have the patience to endure it now.
Even so, great men great losses should endure.
Well, to our work alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
No reason.
This it is. 'Tis better that the enemy seek us. So shall he waste his means, weary his soldiers, doing in self-defense, whilst we, lying still, are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must of force give place to better. People twixt Philippi in this ground do stand but in a forced affection, for they have grudged us contribution. Enemy, marching along by them shall make a fuller number up. Come on, new added, refreshed, and encouraged. In which advantage we shall cut him off. Here, Philippi, you face him there.
Hear me, good brother.
Our cause has been brimful. Our legions are ripe. The enemy increaseth every day. We at the height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures.
Then with your will go on. We'll alarm ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
The deep of night has crept upon our talk, and nature must obey necessity with a little rest. There is no more to say.
No more. Good night. We'll tomorrow early hence.
Lucius, Lie down. Farewell, good Messala. Good night, Antonius. Noble CASSIUS. Good night and good repose.
My dear brother, this was an ill beginning of the night. Never come such division between our souls. Let it not, Brutus.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Good night, good brother.
Good night, Lord Brutus.
Farewell, everyone. Give me the gown. Where is thy instrument?
Here in the tent.
What? Thou speakst drowsily, or knave. I blame thee not. Thou art overwatched. Call Varus and some other my men. I'll have them sleep on cushions in my tent.
Varus and Volumius.
Cause, my lord.
I pray you, sirs, lie in my tent and sleep. But maybe I shall raise you by and by on business to my brother CASSIUS.
So please you, we will stand and watch your pleasure.
I will not have it so. Lie down, good sirs. It may be I shall otherwise bethink me. Look, Lucius. Here's the book I sought for so.
I was sure your lordship did not give it me.
Bear with me. I am much forgetful. Canst thou hold up thy heavy eyes a while and touch thy instrument a strain or two?
Aye, my lord, it please you?
It does. I trouble thee too much, but thou art willing?
It is my duty, sir.
I should not urge thy duty past thy might. I know young bloods look for a time of rest.
I've slept, my lord, already.
It was well done, and thou shalt sleep again. I will not hold thee long. If I do live, I will be good to thee. This is a sleep tune. Oh, murderous slumber! Layest thou thy leaden mace upon my boy that plays thee music? Poor knave. Good night. I will not do thee so much wrong to wake. If thou dost not, thou breakst thy instrument. I'll take it from thee. And good boy, good night. Let me see. Let me see. Is not the page turned down where I left reading? Ah! Here it is, I think. How ill this taper burns. Ah! Who comes here? I think it is the weakness of thine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. It comes upon me! Art thou anything? Some angel or some devil that makes my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me what thou art!
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Aye, that I shall see thee again.
Aye, at Philippi.
Why, I will see thee at Philippi then. Now that I have taken heart, thou vanishest. Ill spirit! I would hold more talk with thee. Varus, Volumius, Lucius, awake!
My lord, the strings are falling.
He thinks he is still at his instrument. Lucius, awake! Didst thou so cry out, Lucius, in thine sleep?
My lord, I did not know that I could cry.
Yea, thou didst. Didst thou see anything?
Nothing, my lord.
Sleep again, Lucius. Sirrah! Fellow! Now awake!
My lord?
My lord? Why did you so cry out, sirs, in your sleep?
Did we, my lord?
I saw you anything?
No, my lord. I saw nothing.
Nor I, my lord. Meet my brother Cassius. Bid him set on his powers, and we will follow.
It shall be done, my lord.
Octavius. In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, long live, hail Caesar! Villains, when your vile daggers hacked one another in the sides of Caesar, you showed your teeth like apes, and fawned like hounds, and bowed like bondsmen kissing Caesar's feet, while standing casted like a cur behind, struck Caesar on the neck. Oh, you flatterers!
Flatterers! Now, Brutus, think of yourself. This tongue had not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, the cause! If arguing makes us sweat and prove that it will turn to redder drops. Look, I draw my sword against conspirators. When think you that the sword goes up again? Never till Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged. Come, Antony, away. Defiance, traitors, put a weight in your teeth! If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, then you have stomachs.
Lucilius, home. A word with you.
Sulla!
What says my general?
Sulla, this is my birthday. This very day was Cassius born. Give me thy hand, Sulla. Be thou my witness, that against my will, as Pompey was, am I compelled to set upon one battle all our liberties. Coming from Sardis, 2 mighty eagles fell. There they perched, feeding and gorging from our soldiers' hands, who to Philippi here consorted us. Now this morning are they fled away and gone, and in their stead stood ravens, crows, and kites, fly o'er our heads and downward look on us as we were sickly hay. Their shadows seem a canopy most fatal, under which our farming lies ready to give up the ghost.
Believe not so.
I but believe it partly, for I am fresh of spirit, and resolved to meet all perils very constantly.
Even so, Lucilius.
Most noble Brutus, the gods stand friendly, that we may, lovers in peace, lead on our days to age. But since the affairs of men rest still uncertain, let us reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then is this the very last time we shall speak together? What are you then determined to do?
Even by the rule of that philosophy, by which I did blame David for the death which he did give himself.
Then, if we do lose this battle, you are contented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome.
No, Cassius, no. Say not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go down to Rome. He bears too great a mind. But the same day must end that work the Ides of March begun. Whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore, your everlasting farewell take me. Forever and forever. Farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, why? We shall smile. If not, why then? This party was well made.
Forever and forever farewell. If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this party was well made.
Oh, that we could know the end of this day's business ere it come. But it sufficeth that the day will end, and then the end is known. Come, ho, away! Legions on the other side. Let them summon at once, for I perceive a cold demeanor on Pace's wing, and sudden push gives them the overthrow. Ride, ride, Massola, let them all come down. Stand and fight, Cradle!
Look, Antonius, look! The villains fly!
Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early, who having some advantage on Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil, whilst we by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly further off, my lord! Fly further off! Mark Antony's in your tents, my lord. Fly therefore, noble Cassius, fly far off.
This hill is far enough! Look, Titinius, look! Are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Titinius, if thou lovest me, mount thou my horse and hide thy spurs in me, till he have brought me up to yonder troops and here again, that I may rest assured whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will be here again, even with the thought.
Go, Kinders, get higher on that hill. My sight was ever thick. Regard, Titinius, and tell me what thou knowest about the field. This day I breathed first. Time has come round. Where I did begin, there shall I end. My life has run his compass. Sirrah, what news?
Oh, my lord.
What news?
Titinius is enclosed round about with horsemen that make to him on the spur. Yet he spurs on. Now they are almost on him. Now Titinius! Now he's tamed! And hark, they shout for joy.
Come down, behold no more! Oh, coward that I am! To live so long to see my best friend tamed before my face. Come hither, Sirrah. In Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and there I swore thee, saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. Now be a free man, and with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer. Here, take thou the hilts. And when my face is covered, as 'tis now, guide thou the sword. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the sword that killed thee.
So I'm free, yet would not so have been durst I have done my will. Oh, Cassius, far from this country Pindarus shall run, where never Roman shall take note of him.
It is but change, Titinius, for Octavius is overthrown by the noble Brutus power, as Cassius's legions are by Antony.
These tidings will well comfort Katz.
Where did you lead him?
While disconsolate with Pindarus' bondman on this hill.
Is not he that lies upon the ground?
Lies not like the living. Oh, my heart!
Is not that he?
'Twas he, Sala. But Cassius is no more. O setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost sink tonight, so in his red blood Cassius' day is set. The sun of Rome is set. Our day is gone. Clouds, dews, and dangers come. Our deeds are done. Mistrust of my success hath done this deed.
Oh, hateful error. Melancholy's child, why dost thou show to the upthoughts of men the things that are not?
Pindarus! Where art thou, Pindarus?
Seek him, Titinius, whilst I go to meet the noble Brutus, thrusting this report into his ears. I may say thrusting it, for piercing steel and darts and venom shall be as welcome to the ears of Brutus as tidings of this sight.
I use the sun, and I will seek for Pindarus the while. Why didst thou send me forth, great Cassius? Did I not meet thy friends? And did not they put on my brows this wreath of victory and bid me give it thee? Didst thou not hear their shouts? Alas, thou hast misconstrued everything! But hold thee, take this garment. Thy Brutus bid me give it thee, and I will do his bidding. Brutus, come apace, and see how I regarded Caius Cassius. By your leave, gods, this is a Roman's part. Come, Cassius' sword, and find Titinius' heart. Where doth his body lie?
Lo yonder, in Titinius mourning it.
Titinius' face is upward. He is slain. Oh, Julius Caesar! Thou art mighty yet! Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails. Are yet two Romans living such as these? The last of all the Romans. Fare thee well. It is impossible that ever Rome shall breed thy fellow. Friends, I owe more tears to this man than you shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time. And come, let us to the field and set our battles on. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and Romans, yet our night, we shall try fortune in a second fight. Yes, countrymen. Oh, yes. Hold up your heads.
I will proclaim about the field I may call the tyrants and my country's
Oh, no, Lucius! Art thou down? Oh, why now thou diest as bravely as Titinius, and mayest be yonder as his child. Yield, or thou diest! Only I yield to die, and only for Brutus. There's enough there that thou wilt kill me straight. Kill Brutus and be honored in his death.
We must not, noble prisoner. Tell Antony Brutus is taken.
I'll tell the news. Here comes the general. Brutus is taken, Brutus is taken, my lord!
Where is he?
Safe, Antony. Brutus is safe enough. I dare assure thee that no enemy shall ever take alive the noble Brutus. Gods defend him from so great a shame. When you do find him, or alive or dead, he will be found like Brutus, like himself.
This is not Brutus, friend, but I assure you a prize no less than worth. Keep this man safe, give him all kindness. I'd rather have such men my friends than enemies. But go on and see where Brutus be alive or dead, and bring us word to Octavius' tent how everything stands.
Come, poor remains of friends, rest on this rock.
Statena stole the torchlight, but my lord, he came right back. He's retained or slain.
Sit thee down. Slain is the word. It's a deed in fashion. Hark thee.
What? My lord, no. Not for all the world.
Ease then. No words.
I'd rather kill myself.
Come hither, good Volumnius. List a word.
What says, my lord?
Why this, Volumnius? The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me several times by night. At Sardis once, this last night here in Philippi fields. I know my hour has come.
Not so, my lord.
Nay, I am sure it is, Volumnius. How sees the world, Volumnius, how it goes. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. It is more worthy to leap in ourselves than tarry till they push us. Good Volumnius, you know me, even for our love of old. I prithee, hold down my sword hilts while I do run on it.
It's not an office. You are a friend, my lord.
Fly, my lord, fly! There's no turning here!
Farewell to you! And you, Volumnius. Strato, thou hast been all this while asleep. Farewell to thee too, Strato. Good countrymen, my heart doth joy that in all my life I found no man but he was true to me. I shall have glory by this losing day. More than Octavius and Mark Antony by this vile conquest shall attain unto. Soft you all at once, for Brutus' tongue hath almost ended his life history. Night hangs upon mine eyes. My bones would rest that have but labored to attain this hour. Hence, I will follow. I pray thee straight over. Stay thou by thy lord. Thou art a fellow of a good respect. Thy life had some smash upon in it. Hold then my sword. Turn away thy face while I do run on it. Wilt thou straight over?
Give me your hand first. Fare you well, my lord.
Caesar, now be still. I killed not thee with half so good a will.
and no man else hath honor by his death.
So Brutus should be found. I thank thee, Brutus, that thou hast proved Decilius' saying true.
All that serve, Brutus, I will entertain them. Fellow, wilt thou bestow thy time with me?
Aye, if Messala will prefer me to you.
Do so, good Messala. How died my master straight up?
I held the sword, and he did run on it.
Octavius, then, take him to follow thee, who did the latest service to my master.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. Only he, in a general, honest thought, and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the element so makes in him that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him, with all the respects and rights of burial. Within my tent tonight his bones shall lie, most like a soldier, ordered honorably. So call the field to rest, and let's away, depart the glories of this happy day.